consider this, since you've been reading the books, you're all an extension or a part of the creation. We don't care what you are. You're part of the creation, an individual spark, but the information and data that you do during the daytime is being fed back to the creation between the hours of midnight and 4. You may be disrupted because of all of the ELF and everything else that's going on right now. So communication from other dimensions is being, quote, guarded. It's being checked as much as they can. All of the energy streams and stuff they're building up in Canada right now to wipe out, quote, the internet, which has taken over the whole system right now. They announced this morning, by the way, Google is going to allow you to buy print on demand all the books you want from their library. Now, Google went to all the major libraries on the East Coast and downloaded all their books. So you can get them all for basically the cost of a download, or you can download it for free. Going to keep you focused on, this is something to let you know. As a publishing business, people don't buy books anymore. They'll watch the CD or DVD or whatever else we have for a while, but they won't sit down and think anymore. I want you guys to take some real time to be with you. Who's the real you? Go home, turn the TV off, turn the radio off. If you want to, read the handbook a little bit and just sit and meditate and ask for some guidance. Guys, we know what doesn't work, don't we? Nothing's working right now. We're still increasing the population. We don't have enough food. We don't have enough distribution to take care of the planet. In theory, politically wise, it's possible to feed the planet, but the planet was engineered for 500 million people. They even made a monument to this already down in Georgia, the Georgia Guidestones. There's some people out here that's been there and looked at it. It's in 8 languages. It gives you their goal. One world order, one world religion, 500 million people. I happen to know they're going to have 20 million Americans. That's what they're expecting in the United States. And why do you think they build all these prisoner of war camps? Which I was asked to build one, as you probably know, in downtown Las Vegas. This is interesting because they're happening all across the United States right now because we let ourselves go to sleep and we've been assumed, what's the TV going to be talking about the next 12 hours now? Obama and his health care program. Well, they've already told you it's not going to go. It was basically a control system to get everybody lined up. Under the FEMA rules, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the president already has the authority to suspend the Constitution, whatever that is at this point. And what they do then, they're going to require you to go to the post office and register. And when you go to the registration, you're going to have a current Social Security card. If you don't have it, you're going to have to get one. And they're going to give you the new world, what they call the World Cash Card. That will allow you your rations. It'll also give them a chance to find out if they want you. Their cutoff deal for people is age 44. Anybody over here over 44? If you have the talent that they can use, they're going to allow you to continue. This is almost like the beginning of the Fourth Reich or Hitler again. I mean, when Hitler and his group left, I don't know if you know this, but Hitler didn't die in the bunker. That was his cousin. But most of those guys ended up in South America, and they're all over the place. And I have government documents proving that, along with Stalin and everything else, and even the airplane that they were on, that when he left from Germany and went down to Spain and then got aboard a submarine. These are things that people don't know, but this is just a play. They keep the intergroup going or keep them asleep on all these things. Now, some of that maybe sounds strange or not, but if you go search it out, you'll find it. And I was curious about that because when I was in Cuenca, in Ecuador down here, Bormann's grave is there. They had all the German wealth that they brought over there. And Father Crespi got some of it and the rest of them. And a lot of them went down, as you know, the Germans ended up all over South America. So it was just a game to play. They could disperse the thing going down because he was going forward with the deal. Well, right now, the people behind the scenes are going to go forward with it. They're running out of time. September 30th, I said, is the fiscal year. We're going to begin in debt. The problem is, again, we're hitting a cycle within the planet itself and the system, so you're going to see the stock market just collapse. There's nothing behind it anyway. Here's another thing. When the last time everybody got scared, so what did they do? They had about $1 trillion in money market funds. How many people have money in money markets? There's a few of you. In the last 6 months, You've moved your money out of stocks and whatever and put it into money markets. So there's $3 trillion of money market. Now, if you're a money market manager, where do you put the money? Buy California bonds? Would you loan money to California? Seriously. So how, and California by statute and all the states don't have the ability to do anything other than tax the people to get their money. They can't create it like the Federal Reserve. Interesting. So you're looking at the 8th largest country in the world, California, tubing it. Meanwhile, real estate is real interesting within in itself. And as you know, I was a real estate developer. My last major project was $100 million. The situation with real estate, it's only controlled because there's money out to lend on houses. People don't have any money to buy houses, and right now the new rules, if it's less than $200,000 in price range, they go under one of the new government guarantees and they give them an $8,000 credit. If they don't sell the house, they have to keep the house for over 3 years. Otherwise, they have to come back and repay it. But even so, they're resetting it down. They're coming back and resetting some of the loans on people, but they come back in on the appraisals. They got to come back with a current appraisal. That's the deficiency. And the appraisal on the current house, i.e. Sun City, Arizona. How many people have been over to Sun City? House prices are down 55%. Did you know that? Phoenix is at 50%. Florida's got the same problem. Las Vegas, you got a whole brand new condominiums over there. They're totally empty. You've been down on the Strip and seen them? They're there. And the people out here that are greedy say, well, I'm going to go out and buy some of these houses. So they go out and buy the houses that the people have basically destroyed, and they fix them all up, but there's nobody out here to buy them because we have to have people working. How many people do you think are really unemployed across the United States right now? What is the unemployment factor? You think it's 9.99? You're close. 25% was the answer that they're talking about. That means 1 out of 4. Now we got another problem. It's not a problem, it's just information. 1 out of 3 people in the United States work for the government. Did you know that? What do they do here in California right now? They don't have the money. They give you a furlough, isn't that right? How many people here are on furlough? See? They're not paying. And if they did, they give you a chit that they won't honor anyway. When it's going to be good. I'm urging everybody right now to buy gold and silver. I mean, gold may be at 1,000, what was it yesterday, 18 or something? And whatever, it's, you know, you have to buy it like $50 over. Right now, silver is the better buy. China has also put out $250 billion to go out and buy all the world's resources. So they've been buying everything. And they've got a huge stockpile of all of the metals. Their problem is, who's been the market? The American people. So when Japan load Walmart $1 billion to get paid back in yen, guess what China's doing? They just went down and they're making arrangements to buy all these things, or it's all in their currency. Because there's a fight now. Japan and China are discussing now to creating a new currency with them. Frankly, the Chinese military, which I talked to, they said they're going to let the West go to war. They're totally aware of it. Today in the paper, you're going to be reading about, quote, China's military. Well, you know what the chairman over in China told our president? You don't know how many nuclear bombs we have. We don't. But they got 1.3 billion people. Have you walked over to China recently? You have no idea what 1 billion people are until you walk among them. I mean, look at our population, 325, 3 million plus, 3.5 million people. And we're talking about a lot of people when you come up to 1 billion. Anyway, we have 300 million is what we have in the United States. Anyway, the next thing I want to bring up, just to keep you more informed on the economic situation, do I expect the banks? Well, I went to Bank of America, and I went and withdrew $2,500. That was all the cash the bank had. Literally, the cash. That was a branch of Bank of America. What we're going to do is I urge you to get a bunch of small bills. That's 1, 5, 10s, and 20s, because when this collapses, and it could happen any time, Anytime after this, sometime in the next 3 or 4 weeks, frankly, I'm very concerned on the 1st because of what's happening in Europe. When I got this Bank of America thing yesterday, or day before yesterday, before I came down here, I say, man, are they getting this thing wound up?